Welcome to BTFDtv. My name is Jack Barnes, and if you've watched this at any time in the last year, you know that in a few moments I'm going to be going to my friends in Chicago. I just want to thank all of you for watching the show. We've been on hiatus during the summer. We will be back with new shows, new hosts, new content in August, but this is a sneak peek. I want to go to Patrick, my buddy who owes me a beer in Chicago once I show up. Patrick, how's it been since our last episode?
Things going great. Things going really well. Excited to be back on, Jack, and glad to hear you got some more interesting program coming up here on your station here.
Yeah, we're going to be focusing on commodities, I think. The equity markets, well, outside of what's going on today, have been a bit boring. So, if you look at the activity in the markets, it's been in the commodities.
I'm glad you're focusing on commodities. I will point out that we have been named the ISV of choice for commodity trading several times over recent years, so that's just...
congratulations on that.
Out there for you.
So, Andrew, how have you been?
Been great, Jack. Been great. Doing a lot of work on the latest platform that we're coming out with.
You guys are always coming out with a new platform. What's this one?
Well, I mean, Jack, that's part of our job. I mean, we're a technology company, and part of what you pay us for is always to be building what's next. So, in addition to what you have, I mean, what we're known for and what we continue to do is building what's next. If we didn't, well, we'd be just pushing out the same old thing. But as you know, I'm the current product manager of all of TT's APIs, and to satisfy the diverse needs of our customer base, in our 7X line, we offer a series of APIs that a lot of our customers and partners use. We offer a Fix API, product called the Fix Adapter. We offer a .NET API, referred to as TT API, and we offer a COM API, referred to as the Xtrader API. And I'm excited to announce we have a whole new series of APIs that we'll be coming out with soon as part of our Xtrader platform. This will include as well a Fix API, a series of web-based APIs, and a C-based Linux API that will allow customers to write and deploy strategy to TT's high-performance co-located servers. The important thing is that each of these APIs are normalized, and this is what TT's value add is in terms of APIs. Is a price is a price is a price, an order is an order is an order. In our APIs and in the land of TT, no matter what you're trading, no matter where that price is coming from or where that order is routing to, it all looks the same to you. Otherwise, well, you could just use the exchange-native platforms themselves, and that's what we strive for. And this allows you to effectively focus on building your application and your strategy, as opposed to focusing on infrastructure and things of those sorts. And this saves you a lot of time and a lot of money. And again, that's what TT's big value add is. We offer assistance through our developer website, developer.tradingtechnologies.com, where we provide code samples and documentation, things of that nature, as well as our support forums, which are staffed by highly trained developers that will help you with your projects from inception all the way to production, whether you're a customer or a partner of ours. And this all comes free of charge. And free is always a good thing and very unique in a lot of ways.
Yes, yes, it is.
Customers love free. And when you do your development, we provide either simulated matching with live prices, or you can connect to our environment, which we host, and we will actually route all of your orders to the exchange simulation environments themselves. So there's a variety of ways you can do your developments, and as I said, we'll continue to help you with your projects all the way from inception to the final stages in production. Over the years, we've also fostered a vibrant partner program, of which VeloxPro is now a valued member. And our partners create applications and services to extend and augment the functionality provided by TT to our end users with a variety of trading tools to meet their needs.
All right, so how does this work for a simple person? Is this that VeloxPro, who we're going to go to in a few minutes, builds a special tool that runs on your infrastructure, and I guess how does the client relationship work? Is the client a relationship of them or a relationship of you?
The relationship was with them.
Okay.
We have a variety of partners. Like I said, they will build applications to augment and extend the functionality of TT. They use our APIs to connect in through us and basically provide their own value add.
All right. So I believe we have a guest who's joined us in the room. Jim?
Yes, Jack, here in person. Sorry you can't see my face today. This particular trading turret does not have a webcam established, but I'll fix that for our next gathering.
All right. Please introduce yourself and explain a little bit about yourself and the services that your organization provides and how it works.
Well, you bet. Again, I'm Jim Harrison, and again, thank you and Patrick and Andrew and everyone at TT for this opportunity to share with the crowd. I've been a long-time trader, about 2 decades as specific as trader, and so, you know, during those years, you stare at enough screens, enough domes, enough charts. You know, eventually you find where you need to be, and so. What I'm here today to really talk about and to share with you is the excitement that we have in partnering with TT and being named one of their partners with their immense and robust API availability. And so, VeloxPro has a history in HFT consulting. Worldwide. It's an international company, and so we've worked with a number of names, both known names and unknown names, through the years, and helping them.
Wait a minute, you worked with me twice?
Yeah, the nearly world famous Jack Barnes.
There we go.
And so, in this process, we developed a lot of testing tools and a lot of things that. That you need to visualize that are happening really at the speed of light, in these days. Before, 2003, 2006 range, there were still some pretty easy pickings for discretionary traders out there. But once the algos really took over, we needed a different tool set. And so, that really brings me to, why we're here today and to what we're sharing with you today is our Bookmap product. And what this actually does, Jack, is again gives you the trader a unique visualization, a unique view into the depth of market, and that depth of market is what's available for sale or what's available for purchase above or below your level 1 quote or your best bid or offer. And so, in those circumstances, there's little tidbits of information that are available. And so, through the years in testing our own algos and in testing things, we built a platform that was initially designed for replay and testing the algos that we were implementing in the Aurora in Chicago. And from that, we really had a demand from a lot of our, initial quant type clients. Boy, that's a really handy tool. I really love the visualization that it gives. Here, let me do a screen share.
Please do.
And bring that up, and we can, kind of look at that visualization a little bit and chat through some of that. And so it really was born out of, our need as an HFT a consultancy and implementer for testing tools and visualization of what's happening in real time, and from there it's kind of morphed into what you see now.
All right. We now have it up on screen. I apologize. I had the camera pointed at the boys in Chicago. So you now have complete control of the screen. Please give us a demo of what those dots and wiggle lines mean. Earlier, when we were in the green room, you mentioned extremely large orders, and I take it that those are the white spots. Could you kind of go into a little detail?
Well, what we're looking at here on the right-hand side, if you're used to looking at the dome or the depth of market, which most futures traders, it's not optional. It's a requirement to see the liquidity available above and below the market as you make your decisions throughout the session. And so what we're able to do here is give us a historical representation of what is available, what was available. Did it disappear? Is it new? Large orders, or are these resting orders that have been there for a considerable amount of time? And so, as I zoom out in time here and go a little bit backwards, you can see, up here we have a lot of resting paper in the market. There's resting orders above the market that are really looking to, these are sellers. They're above the current price. These are resting orders. Below the market, you can see that this area was initially defended. However, once they got chewed up and spit out, we bounced to the next area. And so historically, there's not another tool out there that really gives you this visualization or this type of insight into the depth of the market or into the dome. As I zoom in time, I can zoom all the way down to the microsecond and show you, as fast as humanly possible the action that's happening, or we can zoom out in time and certainly take a look at it in a little slower pace. Over here on the right-hand side, we also build out, what we call a volume profile. This can be reset, so I can reset this. Now we can just watch whether the sellers or the buyers are in charge right now. I would say that the sellers have stepped in, but they're being absorbed. And so from that, from the market maker's perspective, from the discretionary trader, someone who has to make that decision, and they're not making those decisions algorithmically, this tool is really designed for that professional. Over here on the right, you see all you TT traders out there recognize this lovely site. This is our dome. It's fully integrated into the dome and has actual trading capabilities, built into it. So for example, if I wanted to go, long or short this market, let's say I wanted to be a bidder here, I place my order here. You see it shows up on the dome. If I want to augment that order, I can use typical TT functionality and just drag that order around. If I want to cancel that order, I can cancel it here in the Bookmap, or I can cancel it over here on the dome. So a lot of traders that are maybe in the pits or really responsible for a lot of volume and short time frame decisions, we're getting a lot of great initial feedback, Jack, that they really like this interface for the trading, being able to just simply, if I want to sell, it's just a left click above the market at the price. No dome motion, nothing. If I want to cancel that order, I just middle click. If I want to be a buyer with this paper underneath the market here that we see, I can just simply right click one time. You see that the order is live in the dome as well. Again, nice. If I want to slide it around, can simply slide it around. Can cancel that here or here. So as far as a trading interface, that's probably one of the strengths that people are looking at Bookmap for, besides just the historical representation, being able to watch price as it unfolds in real time. And the interface is actually pretty slick. The way you get to this Bookmap, again, you TT traders out there will recognize the Market Explorer. We've got several instruments lined up here in the Market Explorer. I can launch MD Trader, which would launch additional domes. But if I want to see through the depth of market, if I want to use the Bookmap X-ray technology to see through the depth, it's really a painless process. I just simply click this drag and drop interface right here and take, let's just take the DAX. And drag it over here. Now it's live. Now I just simply click on that. Pardon my multiple monitor setup. I'll drag it over here for us, and voila! Now I'm seeing through the DAX. One of the other features that really is praised quite often is the algo that we use to weight in real time what's available above and below the market in the dome. So for longer time frame intraday swing traders that may be looking to line up with, say, a floor trader's pivot or a fib extension or some other form of traditional technical analysis, not just strictly order book scalping, they may want to set that contrast down a little lower so that they're only going to see the large resting orders that are available and have been in the market. They're not going to see a lot of the noise that is part of the HFT world that we live in today.
So where did this come from? What are the actual origins?
Well, again, the company VeloxPro is, we've done a lot of, again, consulting with some small and large HFT players. And it really, it was really designed initially as an after-the-fact testing tool for us to be able to visualize the algos along with the order depth, as we're working with clients to help them implement their algorithms. And so what Bookmap actually does, and it kind of morphed into, the real-time platform that you see now. So initially there was no, trading. There was, just a view, so that we could come back and kind of see, specifically, where, where our algos were behaving, where they were misbehaving, probably more often than not. Where was that misbehavior, and what was, what was the causality of that instance, and that really led to a much deeper, several year long, trial and error research and development process to give you what we're looking at now, and to bring this to, and be able to augment and work with a powerful partner and platform like TT to get this visualization in the hands of their traders out there. Again, if you're someone that has stared at screens and domes, for an extended period of time, it's a pretty quick realization of the value that they see here. And so,
yeah, are you guys originally designed on European markets or U.S. markets?
Well, originally designed for European markets, spread to, I would say, within months. Spread to CME and CBOT, ECBOT, NYMEX, ICE. Now we cover all world markets. Any exchange that your TT gateway will get you to, you can pull it up here. A lot of traders are may trade spreads. I won't bore us with demoing that, but if you can pull up a spread dome, which simply just represents the spread price, we can show you the depth of the spread as well. So started I would say started with probably German markets initially. The DAX is a favorite there, the Bund, both the 10 and the 30, Eurostoxx 50 as well, and so now we're seeing a lot of adoption in Asia. We've had a huge contingent of traders come on board that are trading the Hang Seng over the last month or so, and so we're really excited about expanding our footprint internationally, and really proud and excited about the adoption rate that we're seeing out there amongst I wouldn't say the retail traders are early adopters of this.
That's a good question, actually. Let me cut in for a second. What type of trader really uses this, as part of their toolkit?
If I were to describe the average Bookmap / TT trader, they're a fund manager. They're probably working at a fund. They may be a junior trader, senior trader at a fund, but they're probably at a fund or a prop desk somewhere. They're probably not sitting in in their underwear.
They're not a hippie in California.
They're probably they're probably not in flip flops and
looks down,
cut off, sitting in their mom's basement. So really the early adopters and the traders that we're really seeing now that are really embracing the technology and helping us as we develop this and continue to develop, and like Andrew said, we're a technology company, and so it's our responsibility to stay on top of things and to always add additional improvements and feedback based on user input. And so the ideal trader is probably someone that's trading at a desk, probably trades hundreds of round turns a day, and is really keen to the insights that they get by watching the algos play out in real time in this fashion. That's probably the number one positive feedback that we've received is just the ability to see the various algos. Marco Lopez de Prado I don't know if you know the name. He's probably, I think he was at Berkeley Lab for a while. He was at Tudor in Europe, Hess Energy for a while. Very, very smart guy. He scored a perfect score on his Mensa entrance exam, if that tells you anything about his level of intelligence. He wrote a paper, a while back, and if anybody's interested in that, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to give you a copy of that. But he defined very clearly, a handful of what are now referred to as predatory algos, and so the ability to visualize those behaviors in real time with that predatory behavior. I have an example here that I captured last week on the NASDAQ, that I can show you. This is one that we see in every market every day. It's certainly shunned upon by the powers that be, but there's a lot of turmoil in that space right now, and I'm certainly not going to throw my hat into the mix of that discussion here. But what I'm going to show you is an example of what's typically labeled as spoofing, and so let's take it back a long ways. Let's go back to when Patrick was a runner in the Eurodollar pits. Patrick, you may be able to comment. You had
it's probably back when I was a firefighter. This is like another lifetime.
So you probably had that top shelf trader up there that's got both hands open and just saying, I'll just take whatever you've got. But then he also had 3 or 4 junior traders that might be on the other side, and for every one that he would take in, he might be distributing 5 or 6. And so, what you really see with these algos are there's nothing new under the sun. It's pit trading magnified, and so. Patrick, I'll let you speak to that. I don't know if you witnessed that back in your days, but a lot of give-ups, a lot of arrangements between folks in the pits. And so, when you see an example like this, for example, a spoof is defined as a new large order. And so this is the NQ, and the average depth at this time in the market, if you averaged the dome from the bottom of the current market all the way to the top of the market, was somewhere around 65 contracts available at each level, give or take. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we got 1, 2, 3. The depth on the other levels disappear, and the algos kick in automatically. And they're, what are they doing here? Well, obviously, they're showing support. They're saying, hey, I'm a wall, and you're not going to go through me. But the real intention here is to scare the neophyte trader, to scare the retail, the young trader that's just watching a dome and not looking through the markets. The idea there is to scare that trader into an action that he really doesn't want to take. If he's long, they want to scare them out and sell it. But the intention of the algo here is to distribute at the price point above. They don't want to buy this. If we come down and start hitting this bid underneath here at 85, looks like 85.25 in this example, they're going to go away. They're gone. So it's not a real liquidity event that's being shown here. And so as the algos kick in underneath the market, they push the price up, and you can see like a mini inverse event here. But this one's very, very clear. And so they push price up, and then within a matter of, let's call this 11:02 and 17 seconds, 18 seconds, something along those lines. Once they've got their fills, once they've sold what they wanted to, it's going up. So the retail trader comes in and says, hey, I'm a buyer. Oh, it's going up. I'm a buyer up there. They liquidate theirs. They cancel any orders in the market that may have been below. You notice here there's no big dots trading. These orders just poof, they disappeared. And then simultaneously, above the market right here, they place a large order meant to drive price down so that they can fill the paper that they just sold up here on the buy side. And so, there's one example of how you can use Bookmap all day long to look through the markets and get a visual representation of some of these what are labeled predatory algos out there. Now, a lot of traders will talk about an iceberg, and a neophyte trader may label an iceberg as, I've heard so many definitions. oh, that's how I, everything from that's how I get screwed in the market. That's how they're taking me to everything. But if you're a real trader and trading any size, the iceberg is a blessing. It enables us to try to, at least shield ourselves somewhat from these predatory algos that are out there. But in real time, the iceberg can be revealed, and so we'll go see if we can see anything on here in real time, and I'll let you chime in any questions or thoughts as I look around.
I was just wanted to ask you, what is the future of the product? It's been in development for years. It's obviously of value and gives as you put it, an X-ray view into the markets. It reminds me of Nanex's kind of view at one level. What's your future with this?
Right now our product roadmap is really to listen to the early adopters that are in the prop shops and the funds and the desks out there and deliver what they're asking for. So, for example, over the next few weeks, we're going to implement a number of additional improvements, multiple profiles. Right now I can reset this volume, if I like, or I can reset this volume at any given interval. So let's say that I want to, say I'm a micro scalper, and we're pushing down into support here. Let's see if we come back down into here. I can reset this, at any given time. And so we're going to add additional volume profiles over here. The ability to, to hide that profile to give you more bookmap space. Look at this absurdly large order that just came out of nowhere.
Absurdly large order.
Well, look at the depth. It's absurdly large, isn't it?
And it's not even real.
And as you zoom out in price, now you see that they're trying to stack it. Now we're pushing. Now we're trying to step on price. We really want to fill this paper. And so we're going to kind of push the market. We're going to kind of step on the market. We're going to lean on it. We're going to use our weight as a desk who can, if for some reason my algo failed and I actually got filled on that 1,500 contracts, they're not going to receive that giant margin call at the end of the day. So these are really the large bulge bracket trading desks, etc., that you see. But the absurdly large nature of it really clues you in real time. So some of the future product roadmap is adding some, maybe some market delta perspectives, comparative of volume that's traded at bid versus ask. Great example. You mentioned Berg trades, etc. The ability to alert you to to an iceberg that's happening in real time at particular levels. The ability to pre-program additional levels that you would like highlighted in the map here yourself. Maybe you're maybe you're on the floor and you love the floor traders pivots and you'd like to see that information represented here in some way, shape, or form. So we're continually listening and evolving the product to really meet the needs of those large-scale traders out there. The retail trading market, obviously it took 20 years for the average person to be comfortable with using an ATM. It takes a while for the masses to adopt new technologies.
Yep.
But early on, again, the early adopters that we're seeing out there are the funds, the desks, the prop shops, and what we've seen is once one gets it and they see the advantage of having this, it's not too long before we get a call from maybe the shop across the street that said, hey, how did so and so get that? I got to have this, and so
right.
That type of environment.
So Jim, we've done our 30 minutes. I want to invite you back so that we can find out the updates, the changes. Do you have any last comments on the product at this moment before I joke with Patrick and we wind up the show?
No. Again, just thank you for the opportunity again to share and to get this visualization out in front of the TT users that are out there. and just make sure that everyone knows how to get in touch with me if needed, if they have any questions. If they're interested in a personal one-on-one demo, I'll be more than happy to do whatever it takes, including.
What is your ID on Twitter so people could follow you and send you a DM?
You bet. Let me just pull that up real quick and just show that for you. But it is at Bookmap X-ray, all one word. So at Bookmap
Okay.
X. And so that is probably the most convenient way to reach me, and I'll certainly respond in kind there.
Very good. Patrick, have
Yes.
you cleaned up the pub since I snuck in there the other night?
We don't know what was the cause of that, but no, that is all stabilized.
Okay, good. So you could pour me a beer if I showed up.
Yes. Did you de-ice your frozen keg?
No, I haven't. It's still sitting in the deep freeze. I got to go pull it
Yeah,
out.
I got a feeling that'll last you a few months. So that's
hey, it is warm, so it might melt in a day or two.
I wouldn't recommend drinking that, buddy. But
No, I don't think so either. But I will try one just to see how bad it was.
Absolutely. Try it. You gotta try. You never know what happens.
yeah.
I got to actually say, one time, this is the stupidest thing that ever happened. I tried to chill a bottle of champagne for the wife, romantic moment, put it in the deep freeze, forgot about it. Found it in the morning. It had leaked out a little bit around the cork, so I thawed the bad boy out, tried it. It was the smoothest bottle of champagne I'd ever had in my life. I don't know what that did to it. It never worked a second time, though, so to be clear, I did try one other time. It didn't work.
I got a story from a buddy of mine who was in Dublin and was heading up north from Dublin to go to a football match. And along a country road, they ran across a pub that had burnt down the night before. It was a small, very small pub, but the only person there was still some smoldering going on, but the owner was there, and there were a few other people like picking through, looking around and stuff. But the owner pulled out like a handful of kegs of Guinness. He was like, you know what? They're not refrigerated now, but it's still good. And they sat there for like 3 hours.
Oh, right on.
At a time, the guy was like, I have no pub, so you can do what you want with it. So survival of the fittest.
All right. On behalf of BTFDtv, my name's Jack Barnes. This has been the TT half hour. We will all be back in August, hopefully. Is that right, Patrick? You got another softball for me?
Oh, I'm always good to talk to you, Jack. You know that.
All right.
You have time on here, and you good talking to you. And Jim, you'll be up here for FIA, right?
You bet. Looking forward to sneaking in and killing the kegerator myself. Jack may have had some influence on me.
Yeah,
he's hinted at that. There's some other stories that we'll talk about in the green room another time. On behalf of BTFDtv, Andrew, go ahead. What was your last words?
Just saying, so you coming in for FIA?
I don't think so, unless I can get Patrick to fly me in. Outside of that,
You provide the beer.
if he's buying me beer, I want him to buy the airline ticket too. So on that note, this is BTFDtv. We'll be back live in August with a new lineup of shows. We want to thank you for having watched. Have a great day and stay safe out there, folks. The market's not trying to be nice.
Mm-hmm.